It didn't really take a genius to work out why Babe got his name. He is just so cute, and when we picked him up with this swollen face, he just looked like such a cute little piggy. When Babe appeared on our emergency reporting system, everyone in the clinic's jaw dropped to the floor. Like, we could not believe what we were seeing. It looked like AI, like we could not work out what was going on. Is this just a distorted video? What on earth is going on here? But we did know in that moment that, of course, we needed to go and check this out. This was not something that could be left unchecked. And so we asked the finders if they were able to restrict Babe, and they just laughed in our face, essentially. They were like, we have been trying to do this for weeks and we can't get close to this dog. We don't know who he is, we don't know where he's come from, but he's doing laps around our house. We've been feeding him, but he's so nervous, we can't get close to him. And so we knew we were going to have our work cut out with Babe, and we absolutely did. When our team arrived, they were just legging it around, I think, for hours with a dog catching net, trying to catch Babe. In Sri Lanka, we often don't have boundaries, so we don't have fences, we don't have walls surrounding houses or bits of land, and that can make dog catching really hard because it's basically you versus this whole open space that a dog can just bugger off into. So yeah, challenge to catch him. We did manage it eventually, but it definitely was not the easiest catch. I had never seen anything like this in my 14 years as a vet, nothing at all. So when I saw Babe in the flesh, I initially was just like, what on earth is happening here? Had no idea until I then realised that actually Babe had something embedded in his neck. And that then began to make a lot of sense because we do see a lot of collar wounds in Sri Lanka. So we see collars that have been placed, maybe not too tightly initially, but then the animal grows and there's no one monitoring that patient. Maybe someone sees a cute puppy, thinks, oh yeah, I'll have that one put to collar on, and then doesn't really take care of that animal going forwards, and by the time the puppy grows, this collar has embedded right into the neck. With Babe, this had become so severe, just cut off all of the circulation to his head. So his lymph nodes couldn't drain, and he just had this huge buildup of fluid all the way around his face, his cheeks, underneath his muzzle. It was something I had never seen before. So Babe was just a teenager when we found him, so about 6 or 7 months old. It was just so sad to see such a young dog just in such a bad way. We see horrific things quite a lot, but this really got me because it was just like, he's probably lived well over half his life in discomfort, and does he think this is normal? Does he think this is how he's going to have to survive every day, that he's going to have to be, you know, scavenging for food and getting shooed away from houses because he looks disgusting? He was really nervous and anxious when we got to him, and I think that was an indicator that he perhaps hasn't been cared for that well, or he has been chased away. And that also made me sad because it's like, if that puppy was not nervous, if he was affectionate and loving and really outgoing, then this probably never would have happened because someone would have gotten close to him, snipped it off, and that would have been the end of that. But because he was a little bit anxious, that means he could have lost his life. And it's always these things that really get me in Sri Lanka are the things that are tiny, that escalate. It's the things that are so solvable, the things that would really never happen in an owned dog. And really looking back, that is why I started We Care, to just be able to advocate for these dogs that don't necessarily have anyone looking out for them. They've slipped through the cracks, they're a little bit skittish or anxious, and so nobody has taken them under their wing. Everything just gets quite extreme quite quickly here. So one of my favourite things to do as a vet is actually removing snares and removing wires. I just think, you know, that animal has gone to sleep, we've anaesthetised them, we've sedated them in absolute agony, and they've woken up still with, of course, horrific wounds or horrific results from those snares or wires, but they must feel so much better just knowing that thing is off them. It's not always simple. You know, sometimes these wires or these collars have worked their way to really, really dangerous levels. And with Babe, you know, we were so close to the windpipe, to the trachea. You know, the food pipe behind that, this is just an area you don't want to mess with. And you essentially have this wire that's not just sitting in place, it's been cheese wiring for potentially weeks or months. You know, so working its way down, putting pressure on that windpipe as well. And with Babe, we were so lucky because a centimetre further, half a centimetre further, and he wouldn't have been able to survive. Over the course of the next few days, whilst we did see a lot of the swelling go down, we definitely didn't see all of it. And that's when we realised that yes, we might be able to heal this wound, but actually we've got so much structural damage. Everything had been stretched beyond belief and just basically couldn't recoil. It did not know what to do. And so we quickly realised that without quite invasive reconstruction surgery, we weren't going to have a doggy that was going to look totally normal. I considered reconstructive surgery, but actually I really had to check myself on this one because why was I considering doing the surgery? And it wasn't for Babe, because Babe was perfectly happy, healthy, eating, drinking. It was just for aesthetic reasons. But really, the real transformation in Babe was look how he came in. We couldn't get near him. He was so anxious and scared. And look at the transformation in his personality, because he's now lying on top of me, licking my face. He's an absolute dreamboat. And so it reminded me that the transformation doesn't always have to be physical. And we did see incredible transformations in Babe. We suddenly saw this playful, affectionate puppy just doing all of the things that a dog of his age should be doing. You know, playing in the garden, fighting over toys, eating chews. Before, this kind of stuff would have been agony for him, and he was very much in survival mode when we got to him. So to just see him doing what a puppy should do, being pain-free, being happy, being carefree, and being so loved by our team was honestly just, it was incredible. And it's those moments why we do what we do. It's those moments why we ride out the hard times, why we make the difficult decisions, why we push as much as we possibly can to get these animals a second chance, because this is how he should have lived from the get-go, but we are committed to giving it to him now. And it was just so nice to see that come to fruition. When we caught Babe in the first instance, we did speak to the people who'd reported him to us and said, if we can fix him up, would you consider adopting him? And they said, yeah, absolutely, that would be great. And so we were thrilled to be able to take Babe back to a familiar location with someone who would be keeping a really close eye on him. But actually, it was a little bit challenging when we took him back. It was quite a few weeks later, and I was expecting this big emotional reunion. We'd called ahead to say we were coming, and then we turned up and there was no one there to greet Babe. And I was stressed. I kind of put him down to see if he knew where he was, and he did, and he went to this particular house, and I thought, oh, maybe they were his owners. We went there, nobody recognized him there. We went back to the original house, no one was there. I was freaking out, I was calling the hospital, I'm going to have to bring him back. Anyway, we just got the directions completely wrong and had gone up the wrong dirt track and were standing in front of the wrong house. So we finally got him home, and it was the reunion that we had dreamed of. Babe was pretty warm with them. He was happy to be home. He was playing on the veranda. It was really cute. It's safe to say that Babe is one of those cases that me and the team will never ever forget. One, because he's so recognisable. Even when we drive past his house and we see him, everyone's like, Babe! It's so nice to see him. And Babe will always be such a big part of We Care, and we just love him so much. And if, I've got to get this in there guys, you would like to see more stories like Babe's, of course you do, then please do like and subscribe. It means so much. It means that we can keep helping dogs like Babe who are in really desperate need, and it is so appreciated. Thank you.